Okay, guys, let's do some dancing. Let's show you my moves.
W. Absolute W. This is peak. Peak Frankie McDonald. Right here.
It sounds like a gorilla's after me now. Oh my god, it's a gorilla. He's chasing after me.
King Kong.
Oh my god, there's 2 gorillas after me now.
2 gorillas. King Kong's girlfriend.
There's 3 gorillas after me.
3. Truth.
Oh my god, they got chimpanzees and monkeys. Alongside of
Chimpanzees.
gorillas. I better run.
Chimpanzees.
There's a lot of monkeys and gorillas after me now. There's a ton of them. I can't take it anymore. These monkeys and gorillas won't stop me at all. I just got away barely. Thanks for watching. I'm Frankie McDonald.
Thanks, Frankie. Thanks, mate. Hey, make sure you go subscribe to Frankie McDonald on YouTube. What a legend of a bloke.
This year, gift day.
Go away. I don't. Oh, nah. Now I've really done myself a mischief. Alright. What are we doing today? How about we go to this? How about we go to this? But it is working. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're sweet. I am. Oh, that's alright. I'll figure something out. I just played Frankie McDonald, so can't get much worse. You have no clue what I'm talking about, but... Do you know who Frankie McDonald is? The weatherman. Hey guys, it's Frankie McDonald. The guy that tries to eat 50 hot dogs at once. Hi guys, it's Frankie McDonald. And I'm gonna try eat 50 hot dogs at once. But he doesn't actually have 50 hot dogs, he's just making weird noises and... Yeah, I was like 2 years old. That's quick math. That's quick math. I was 6. It does sound nice, actually. You sound very crispy. Alright. I think we're gonna fucking... Pardon? Oh. Yeah, look. Don't worry about it. That's because I'm on chatting. Bruh, he's correct. Maybe this one.
Rocky Moses.
Yeah, that one works. There you go.
Yay! Oh Jesus! I just yelled. That was nice.
Why are you just loading like that?
But that's good. My microphone doesn't sound stupid.
Correct. It doesn't. It's better.
That is fantastic news. Alright, I'm gonna go eat so we can play.
Alright. We gotta try and figure out what we're playing to start with.
Yeah. Well, we just play Club Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just copy PewDiePie and play Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah. Let's just react to a bunch of stuff. Let's just go on the PewDiePie subreddit.
No, I think we could come up with better than that. I don't know.
We're gonna react to everything on the PewDiePie subreddit before he does. Get wrecked, poops.
And then he finds it, and then...
Yeah, and he just cries.
He finds us, and then massive shout out.
Exact Monday.
I'm trying to figure out my lighting because my camera just shut itself. It just all the exposure's fucked up.
Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez.
Where are we here? Brio properties. Configure video. Turn that right up. It just looks gronk. It just looks disgusting. God, I look like
Hey, Bryson.
yellow, yeah.
Look, you add me. Add me.
Add you?
Yeah.
Where?
Add
Where?
me. Look at Discord. Add me.
God, I don't know. I'm looking at it on my end and it looks like a potato.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ow. 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 Ow.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Ow.
Oos, oos, oos.
We're gonna try just sitting
We're
down.
gonna clean up your looks with all the lies on the books to make a citizen out of you.
Yo! Gaming room, how's it going, man? Kissies emojis all around. Let's go.
A game in room. Welcome in, brother.
Kisses.
Kisses. Sending my best kisses, not my best wishes. Since 2001.
Oz. Sending you my best kisses, not wishes. Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid, innit?
G'day.
We're still got to figure out what we're gonna play because. Where are you from? I am from Pakistan. I'm kidding. I'm from Australia. Where are you from?
Jesus Christ, Bryson, you're a bit of a smart aleck, aren't you? You
Well,
muted.
actually, yes. Did you know that Ned Kelly, the price on his head in today's currency was $1.4 million?
Yes. Oh, he's from India. Nice. I know a guy from India. His name's T-Series. Pretty good bloke.
T-Series.
Share anything. I just
Shush.
said.
That is like 600
Yeah.
people, not one person.
Oh, what? I thought it's just PewDiePie versus T-Series.
I vote Vicstar.
Hey guys, it's me, Vicstar123.
You gotta have more of a lisp going.
I don't think Vicstar has a lisp.
Have you watched Vicstar?
Yeah. Did you see his house tour?
I did. I actually watched it. It came up in my recommended.
Yeah, he's got a firehouse.
I don't know. Maybe. Depends what he does with it.
I mean, if once it gets finished, it'll probably be sick, I'd reckon.
I'm mean, it'd want to be, but
He's got this. He's got the basis of an 8 house.
yeah, yeah, that is true.
I mean, I'd live in it.
I mean, so would I, because it is a nice house, but I don't know. Depends what he does with it.
Yeah. Like he could ruin it, or he could dub up and win.
I've been watching heaps of Sidemen Reacts videos.
Same.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Hey, Gaming Room, if you don't mind, I would love it if you dropped a big fat like on this stream.
Subscribe?
Or subscribe. Or both. But don't feel pressured because, like... Because I'm not... How do you... What's the name of a person that's very... Are you promoting me yourself in my chat?
No, I just wanted to let him know that my name is that.
Oh, you can. It just has royalties, mate. It has royalties. Tell me your ID in GTA 5. I wouldn't have a clue what it is, to be honest.
Are you playing on PC?
Me? Oh, no.
Nah, probably gaming room.
PayPal's $5. $500. $500.
I'm gonna go eat.
Alright, I'm gonna try and find something to react to.
Oh, but I want to react.
Well, quick, and we can react to something else afterwards.
Alright, I'll be back.
Quick! Quick! What should we react to, chat? What do you guys want to see us react to? I'll see you, man. Have a great afternoon. That is all good, brethren.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah. And you're back.
And I'm back. That's disappointing.
Did you just shove your food like up your ass? Because that was quick.
Nah.
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 Why are hotel bed sheets tucked so dang tight? I feel like that is a good reaction video. That is so stupid.
I would recommend.
Oh, whoosh. Okay, we're skipping that. Okay. Where are you, George? Where are you, mate?
Wait, I'm gonna connect my hotspot. Yeah, it will be better.
Struth me. There you go. You can see my screen now. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you? How do I get back to
Wait.
seeing you? There we go.
Now, share your camera as well, and I'll record it.
It's true. That my internet is gonna blow up.
No, internet. No. No. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go.
Hang on. I gotta get your face in my stream.
Jesus.
My God. Okay. Hang on.
Can you not record this? Oh, wait, here we go.
Is my camera working on your end?
No.
Yeah, look. It's just loading. It's just loading.
So I think your camera can have two things going at once.
Nah. But wait. How does everyone else do it?
I have no idea.
Alright. Where? Where are we at here? Where? Hey.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'm just...
I have no idea how they do this.
Nah. I don't think I can share my thing as well. Well, there you are, I guess. What? Oh, hang on.
Are you recording the stream?
Nah, I'm not recording the stream, I'm just streaming.
Because you could just record it.
Just record it? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I am very confused.
Like, you know, you can stream and record at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then what? I'd have to send it to you.
Yeah.
How? Just email a 30-minute video.
Just Google Drive it.
I mean, true, but I don't have Google Drive.
Do you have Gmail?
Maybe.
And you got Google Drive. I mean, it seems like a lot of effort. But you know,
Yeah, it does seem excessive.
yeah.
But just give me a second. Ah. Bottom. There we go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if that's even, but I don't care.
Oh, this is epic.
Alright, hang on here. Now I just gotta add in display capture. Let's go. Let's go. Can you see this on your computer as well, my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Close that. Alright. Ladies and gents, we got 4 people watching. If you're in here, just get into the chat. We're reacting to why are hotel bed sheets tucked so damn tight.
We've been wondering this for ages.
Yes. Why? Why do you go to a hotel room and you go to get into that damn bed and the sheets are tighter than... Oh, I'm not going to say that.
Something pretty tight. And we'll leave it at that.
George's camera's just frozen. Hang on, there we go. I got to keep him open. That's what the problem is. I got to keep him open.
Oh, jeez.
There we go. We're good now. We're good now. As soon as I see there's 4 people in the thing and I say something, they all just dissipate. They're all gone already. Ew, he's
Like
seen me. Gross. Disappears.
Been exposed. Been exposed.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Alright. Let me just turn this music down real quick. Shush. Okay. Are we ready?
There's a lot to love about hotels. The luxury, the service, and of course the giant comfy beds with those fresh white linens.
Why is George
if you've
frozen
spent any
again?
time at all staying in hotels,
Hey,
though,
you're
you've probably also
recording?
encountered a few things that confuse
Nah.
and even frustrate you. For example, why are hotel bed sheets always tucked in so dang tight? Imagine this. You've just
I don't need a
landed
face
in this
cam in your
strange city
video,
after
I
a
don't think.
long, hellish flight. You've
Let's
endured
start this
hours of
again.
delays, jet lag. There's a lot to love about hotels.
Why do I have
Luxury,
subtitles?
the
Go away.
service, and of course the giant comfy
no, keep
beds
'em.
with those fresh white linens. If you've spent any time at all staying in hotels, though, you've probably also encountered a few things that confuse and even frustrate you. For example, why are hotel bed sheets always tucked in so dang tight? Imagine
love how
this.
he says
You just
dang,
landed
like,
in this strange
did we
city
need
after
that?
a long, hellish flight. You've endured hours of delays, jet
No,
lag,
start
bad
again.
weather, and terrifying turbulence to get here.
You are
fought your
so
way through the
frozen
mad
on my
arrivals crowd
streams.
and
True.
fought to
Yeah,
get
I
a
think I
cab,
should be
and then
fine now.
tolerated an overly
I
chatty
missed
cab
the
driver
whole
and
start of
bumper
it,
to bumper
man.
traffic
Yeah,
to finally
we've missed
make
the
it
whole
to
start of it
hotel.
twice.
Only to
All
find
right.
out that
Take it back.
there's a
Take
lot
it
to
back.
love about hotels.
Oh.
The luxury, the service, and of course the giant comfy
None of the
beds
hotels
with
I've
those
ever
fresh
stayed in
white
have
linens.
service.
If you've spent any time at all staying in hotels, though, you've probably also encountered a few things that confuse and even frustrate you.
Sticky
For
pillows.
example, why are hotel bed sheets always tucked in so dang tight? Imagine this. You've just landed in a strange city after a long, hellish flight. You've endured hours
Strange
of
city,
delays,
Adelaide.
jet lag, bad weather, and terrifying turbulence to get here. You fought your way through the mad arrivals crowd and fought to get a cab, and then tolerated an overly chatty cab driver and bumper-to-bumper traffic to finally make it to the hotel. only to find out that the hotel has
That
no
the
record of your reservation.
hotel
What a
worker's a
day.
ringer.
Thankfully, your luck is finally starting to turn. The hotel has one room left for you, and it's a suite. You're too tired to care about the extra cost at the moment. All you want to do is crawl into that big, comfy hotel bed and sleep for days. You let yourself into your room and hardly even notice the luxurious surroundings as you make a beeline for the giant plush bed, shedding your clothes as you go. You quickly untuck the sheets at the nearest corner and crawl into the soft sheets, ready to slip into oblivion. But you quickly
Slip into
realize that
oblivion.
sleep is still out of
Gone
reach. You just
forever.
can't seem to get comfortable. You'd be tossing and turning if you could, but the hotel sheets are tucked so tight that you can't move an inch. Exhausted and frustrated, you fight your way out of the sheet trap
No.
and frantically rip off all the sheets on the bed. Finally,
Oh, man.
free, you calm down, climb back into the bed, and pull the blankets over yourself.
Pull
When you
yourself
finally drift
off.
off to sleep, though, you can't help but wonder, why, oh why, are
This isn't
hotel
answering
bed
our
sheets
question,
always
this is
tucked
a-
so dang tight?
This is like a
While
fucking
it may
movie.
feel
It's
like they're playing
explaining
a
everything
prank on
to
you,
us.
Hotels aren't intentionally short-sheeting you. There is a method to the madness when
Why
it
are
comes
they
to
both
tucking
women?
the sheets so dang
Is this sexist?
Here's something you might not know
Sexism.
about hotels. They actually don't use fitted sheets. That's right, all hotel sheets are standard flat sheets, including the bottom one covering the mattress. Anyone who's ever had to wash their own sheets knows how frustrating it can be to wrangle and fold fitted sheets.
Sure.
Hotels go through hundreds of sheets a day, which means efficiency matters. Hotels use automated washing and folding machines to help process their huge volumes of laundry, and these folding machines can only process flat sheets.
Folding
Using flat
machines?
sheets also means that
Ah.
hotels only need to stock one size of sheet to fit all of their beds.
Hey, but that makes sense though. But that can you hear
It
it?
does.
Can you hear it or not?
I can. I
Okay.
can. Yes, that is actually.
I didn't know that. That
Oh.
is that makes sense why they just use like a normal
Now they're just not going to
sheet
get crinkled either.
as a mattress cover
Ah.
because when they're like using them, they're just like not all wrinkled up and the elastic's not all munged up. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
No matter
Alright,
the
no,
size,
yeah, wait,
when
wait,
making
wait.
up
If you want to talk again, pause it.
Yeah, I did.
Alright, now go. Yeah, that's good. Keep going.
the beds, housekeepers use a technique called hospital corners to ensure a tight fit and a neat look on the bed. If you've never been in the
What are these army guys doing here? Take a guess.
Oh, no. We're about to get in an ad.
Eek. And George is frozen again. Dead. Gone.
Back. I'm back.
My internet is just like, nah, man. We cannot stream, watch, stream another thing. We cannot.
No, it's good. Trust. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, this ad's gonna give me the shit. Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
army,
let's
to
keep
summer
going.
camp,
Bet
or
you it's
working
gonna
in
be
a hospital.
fucking Manscaped.
This is the Easy Bar. A complete
Ah,
zone to use
easy
at home
bar. Yeah,
or
here we go.
anywhere you want to take it.
Fucking flipper,
So
man.
what can you do with the Easy Bar? Everything you can,
I can
do at the
skip
gym.
it.
Deadlifts, squats, bench press, overhead presses. And
I'm gonna.
Hospital, you probably have no idea what hospital corners are. Imagine using a series of overlapping folds to create a neat, tight
It's
corner
like
with the
wrapping a
sheets, kinda
present.
like gift wrapping your mattress. Okay, so that explains why the bottom sheet needs to be tucked so tightly, but why can't the top sheets be left untucked? This answer might surprise you.
'Cause the
Of
spiders
course,
will
tucking
climb
in
up.
the top sheets and quilts protects the
Duh.
edges from dragging on the ground and
Yeah.
getting dirty or worn, but the main reason for tucking in the top layer is actually hygienic. Tightly tucked sheets help protect against bed bugs, the greatest foe of hotels everywhere. In
And
some parts of the
coronavirus.
world, bed bugs are the least of your problems,
Ah,
and tightly tucked
snakes
sheets
and
just might be the thing that
scorpions.
prevents you from sharing your bed with dangerous
I
critters
told
like
you!
spiders.
I said it! If your
What'd
sheets
you
are hanging
say?
on the ground, the spiders will climb up.
No, you're a genius.
I don't know about
It's confirmed.
scorpions though. I don't know who has scorpions in their house. And
Or
also
snakes.
snakes. And
Oh, I hate it when snakes just crawl up in my linen.
I just
right
gotta
up
get
in
in a
your-
bed and then you just feel a snake in your toes and you're like, oh, for fuck's sakes, really? Again? Come on. Fucking hell.
Well, at least he looks really happy. Look how happy and nice that snake looks.
He's also got a monobrow. He needs to get a razor.
Oh, the spider actually looks quite happy as well.
Yeah, just
To
fucking
be
killed
fair.
some bloke. Just bit him on the toe.
Ha ha! I've got food for the rest of my life.
It's just a redback, and yeah, I don't know about the scorpions though. I don't know who has scorpions in their house. Snakes sometimes
Yeah.
if you're in Australia, but
You know they don't have snakes in New Zealand?
that's ridiculous. That is stupid. New Zealand is Australia, and Australia is New Zealand. They're the same thing.
I know. They're crazy. Alright, let's keep going.
spiders, scorpions, and snakes. But the most important reason why hotels tuck the sheets so tight has nothing to do with efficiency
Why is she
or
blushing?
even hygiene. It's all about appearances. It's actually become the standard across the hotel industry to make the bed with the sheets tightly tucked in
Okay, I'm just gonna say this video is sexist, and I'm sorry.
on all
The
sides.
sheets
and
are
the bed is
clean,
folded down at
Karen.
the top, so the guests can quickly see that the sheets are clean and know that the bed was professionally made just for them. A neatly made bed clearly sends the message that no one else has touched anything that's about to touch you. Plus, with sheets so tight, you know no one else could have possibly
Right.
slept in your bed. On that last note, why do hotels use white linens in the first place?
Bangbros.com.
You would think that white would be the last color you'd pick for sheets and towels that will see so much use.
My sheets are
Again,
grey.
it's about both efficiency and appearances. Psychologically, our
Same.
minds automatically associate white with clean, and hotels leverage this mental
White
trick by
is
using bright white
semen.
sheets to signal
No,
to
if
us
I
that
went
the
to a
room is
hotel and the
clean,
sheets were,
fresh,
like,
and
black,
made
I'd
up
be
just
okay
for
with
us.
that.
White sheets are actually easier to wash too,
Unless
since the entire
they had a
load
bunch
can
of
be
stains on
bleached to disinfect and
Yeah,
remove
well.
any stains. Hotels
Have you
White
ever-
also
stains.
Have you ever been to a hotel and you have like blood stains all over the white sheets, or over the like mattress?
Yeah.
Now that's a problem. You see,
Yeah.
I can see
It's a
why they
serious
don't use
issue.
black sheets, because you might not be able to see that.
Look, it's green Mickey Mouse. I want bloody sheets.
Oh, and that's orange. What's that blue thing? That blue Stitch.
Nah, you lost me.
Stitch. Lola and Stitch. That's Stitch.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and that's Mickey Mouse. All right, let's keep
Nice.
going.
And there's Karen.
And that is Karen, the cleaning lady. She's a bit sunburned. She's a bit sunburned, and she looks like a nun, straight out of the...
She's just... Her whole body's just blushing.
Damn, she's thick though. Big waist.
We move.
typically use a laundry product with a whitening agent that actually deposits into the fabric and reflects light, making the white linens look even brighter. However, you might want to skip the comforter altogether
Is that
during
Elton
your
John?
next hotel stay, because the sheets are meant to prevent your body
Oh,
from
wait,
coming
that's a
into
woman.
contact with
Sorry.
the comforter.
Whoops.
Since the sheets are changed between every guest, the comforter is really only washed
Ew,
about
get
once
off.
a
That
week.
is filthy.
Yuck. And that fancy decorative blanket at the end of the bed, it's actually there to protect the linens from your luggage, and it hardly ever gets washed. Don't even go there. So, what other tricks do hotels
Don't eat it.
Oh no.
And since the sheets are changed between every
Oh,
guest,
no.
the comforter is really only washed about once a week. Yuck. And that fancy decorative blanket at the end of the bed, it's actually there to protect the linens from your luggage, and it hardly ever gets washed. Don't even.
Ew, get off that. It's filthy.
So you're telling me when I go to work,
Sorry, Mom.
when I go to work in Goulburn and it's freezing cold, and I use that as an extra blanket, oh my god.
You're pretty much just giving yourself an STD.
Oh, is that what that is? Fuck.
Go there. So,
Is that
what
why
other
they're so
tricks do
hygienic?
hotels use to signal to their guests that the room is clean and freshly made up? Well, have you ever wondered why the toilet paper in hotel rooms is always folded?
Sucks.
All over the world from the
It sucks. No, it sucks. It's not folded. It sucks. You use it and your finger goes through, and then it's like the thinnest thing on earth. Like it's like hair. It's like hairline. You have to like get 10 meters of it and fold it 600 times to use it. It's like public
Yeah.
toilets and their toilet paper. It sucks also. Alright. Let's get
Fancy
Or you
to
could
this.
just fold it into a flower and then Obviously, it's
Yeah.
just fine.
Imagine going to a hotel room and your toilet paper's a bow tie. Nice.
Most basic hotels, you'll find
Do you,
the end of
do you
the
have to
roll of toilet
untie it before you wipe your bum? Or-
No, I'll just be ripping that off. I wouldn't be untying that.
paper
I'd be
folded into
wasting it.
all
That's
kinds
going
of
straight
shapes.
down the
From a
toilet.
simple triangle to more intricate shapes like flowers and swans, toilet paper origami has taken on a life of its own.
Never
It may
seen
seem
it.
wasteful,
You're
since
lying.
that tiny piece of art is just going to end up being destroyed. But there's a reason behind it. Just like with tightly tucked sheets, folded toilet
Ew.
paper assures guests that their room has been professionally cleaned. There's another trick at play here too.
They're all
Housekeepers
women,
don't
man.
always change the toilet paper roll between every guest. There's no need
I'm
to be
not assuming
wasteful
they're
and throw
gender.
away a perfect
She has
Usually-
red hair and
roll.
green eyes.
But
That's
there's
a bit
nothing
weird.
worse than a guest finding an empty toilet paper roll in their bathroom. It immediately makes them question whether
Nice
their room
haircut.
was
Is that
properly
Ronaldo?
cleaned. So hotels came up with an ingenious way to ensure that their
Fade
housekeepers
Ronaldo.
never miss this small but important step by making it part of the housekeeper's standard
Cristiano
checklist to
Ronaldo.
fold the end of the toilet paper roll. Then, by default, they would have to check that the roll is not empty before they can fold the paper. By putting the focus on the fold, the important step of replacing the roll never gets missed. In case you're curious, researchers actually figured out
Jesus
just how
Christ,
much
I
time
didn't
is
even
spent
see
on
her.
toilet paper origami. They
Gosh,
figured out
what
it
a
takes
watch
about
she
1
is.
hour per
Jesus
year per
Christ.
hotel room just to fold a simple triangle every time the room is turned over. Globally, that adds up to more than 10 million man-hours, or more than 5,000 man-years of folding every year in
Women
all of
years,
the hotels
actually.
around the world.
According
And as
to you
shocking as
guys.
that might be, some research suggests that
Yeah,
toilet paper
literally.
origami actually leads to higher tips for housekeepers. So if you enjoyed your bathroom art, be sure to show your appreciation with a good tip. And that's just the toilet paper. Hotel housekeepers do many other little things to make sure they've completed their cleaning checklist and reassure us that our room is fresh and clean.
Wait.
Some hotels, especially
You're gone. Dead. Bruh.
This is right. And now we're just learning about hotel etiquette. This
Yeah.
guy is just pulling out everything to get to 10 minutes.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm not even learning anything now. It's just gone past the point where I'm just like looking at it.
It's gone too. Hey, we're folding toilet paper now.
And what are they doing? What is that? That looks like duck feet. I don't.
I mean, it's definitely a solidified tissue. Take that as you will.
Yeah, I don't know. A solidified tissue. Crusty. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. Oh,
On
God.
that note,
Where are we?
really fancier resorts have their housekeepers fold bath towels into origami shapes like swans and leave them on the bed, which ensures you get fresh towels and signals that both the bed and the towels are clean. Housekeepers
How
also
the
have to make
fuck
sure
you
that they
want-
lay out the complimentary swag like shampoo and conditioner,
Pens.
soap, pens, and notepads.
Pens.
Just like with the toilet paper fold, having to arrange the toiletries in a certain way acts like a built-in checkpoint for the housekeepers, ensuring that they have cleaned each area and run through a mental checklist of supplies to be refilled. As guests, those carefully designed displays once again make us feel like our
We have
room was
no-
prepared just for us. Also,
Oh.
did you know that hotels actually
Out of
want
nowhere.
you to steal
Right
soap
on.
and pens? That's just why the hotel's logo is on so many of those small items. It's free
Why is the right,
advertising after
left
all.
arm such
Just
a
don't try
different color?
stealing the bathrobes and blaming it on us. After learning all about the sneaky ways hotels assure us that our rooms are clean, you may be left wondering, what other bizarre things do hotels do to get us to part with our hard-earned money? Of course, there's the infamous minibar racket. Hotels know exactly how confusing guests find it to navigate their menu of free versus paid items. In fact, they're counting on it. By making a few items free and placing them right next to items that are decidedly not free and probably way overpriced, they know that you are more likely
Another
to just
ad.
grab that
Wow.
chocolate bar you've been eyeing rather than
I would recommend Call Me Ego if you have anxiety because it is very effective and
Go away.
walk across the room to double check the menu and make sure it's on the free list. Even worse,
And
I don't think I've ever been to a hotel where they actually have like a choice of stuff in the fridge. They have like a popper of milk and that's it.
yeah, and I don't think I've ever been to a motel where there's been a pen and a notepad.
No. And my towels definitely haven't
There's
been
a-
folded into swans.
Yeah, here's a pen and a notepad to write down your thoughts about the day and
Here's a
Send
pen
us a
and
love
notepad.
letter if you like.
And here's a bow tie and your toilet paper just to annoy you when you're taking a shit.
It's just a nuisance.
Yeah.
Bars with the motion sensors. These fridges
Motion
are rigged up
sensors?
with motion sensors that can tell when you so much as nudge an item, let alone pick it up to read
What?
the label and contemplate
Hey, that's in case you put coronavirus on it.
opening it. The hope is that you'll just go ahead and consume it once it's in your hand, since you'll worry that you've been charged already, or that you forgot to check your bill and ask them to have the charge reversed after checkout. You might think fleeing the mini bar and escaping to the real bar in the lobby will protect the wallet, but there are more surprises in store for you there. Perhaps you're planning to have one quick drink before retiring to your room, but before you know it, you're more than a few drinks in and trying to decide if you should just stay up all night at this point. You can thank those free snacks at the bar for getting you into this pickle. These supposedly free salty snacks are designed to make you thirstier, so that, you guessed it, you'll buy more drinks.
This doesn't
Speaking
happen
of bars,
to
can
me.
you imagine if that bar charged you extra to have ice in your drinks? That may seem crazy to us now, but it was not all that long ago that you would have been charged by the cube before refrigerators and freezers could be.
What?
But you think about it, everyone gets charged for water. You buy water and you get charged for it.
I mean,
Ice,
if you
ice
get
is
it in
the
a
same
bottle,
thing.
you can
Ice-
normally get water on tap.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
ice is like you gotta pay for electricity to make that in the freezer.
Yeah.
So
But-
really, but
Yeah. But how often do you get free chips? And
yeah, no,
salty
this never
things that
happens
you're
to
out?
me ever.
I don't know if this is just Australia thing
Nah, yeah, I think it is. I think this is an American thing. This
or food.
this
for
stuff
free.
does not happen.
Found in every home,
Doesn't
most
happen.
people simply had an ice box stocked with large blocks of ice to keep their perishables cold. And icy cold drinks were an expensive luxury. Hotels were one of the few places where icy cold drinks could be found, and stocking enough ice to meet the needs of their bars was an astronomical cost. Once ice makers came on the market, hotels were some of the earliest and most enthusiastic customers. And nowadays, you'd be hard-pressed to find a hotel without an ice bucket in each room and a free ice machine on each floor. At least we can thank hotels for making free ice the norm. So what do you think of these tricks that hotels use to look cleaner and fancier and to get us to spend more? Do you think it'll influence your future hotel experiences? Be sure and let us know in the comments. If you thought this video was enlightening, you'll definitely want to check out this.
Well, I don't know what I think about that. Aiden's in the chat watching the Grapevine cleaning crew. They're all in here. We were watching why are the hotel bed sheets tucked so dang tight, and I don't really know. It didn't really.
No, we know because it's because of the spiders.
It's
and
because of the
snakes
spiders
and the
and the
scorpions.
snakes and scorpions that live in all the hotels everywhere. I mean, I get spiders. Like, you don't want your sheets drooping on the ground because the spiders will basically just sleep with you. If you're lonely, it might be a good thing. But what was the other thing they said? Oh,
God knows.
the mattress cover usually has
Oh
a-
yeah, that doesn't
elastic
even
in
get
it.
washed.
No, the mattress cover. So the white sheet that usually has elastic on it at your house, but it doesn't have
Yeah,
elastic
they
because
just use sheets.
they don't use elastic because it's just paint when you're washing it.
And wrinkles.
Yeah. And then the blanket or the cover at the end of the bed when you walk in doesn't get washed. So don't use that as a blanket if you're cold in a hotel room, because it's basically just to put your luggage on, because when you walk in you just chuck your bag on the bed, and that's what that's for.
God.
But I thought it'd get washed, but apparently not. American things other countries find weird. I think this is the next one. I want to see if I actually find it weird.
Yeah.
Get delivery like a G. See, hungry dog gotta eat.
Hey,
Dog.
Aiden, menu log.
Every day, every week, chicken wings to the crib. I'm
Lolo.
M-E.
N-U-L-O-G.
LOG. A menu vlog.
Hey, do you want to save money when you shop online?
Huh?
You should click right here and download Honey. No.
The word weird has come a long way since its origins in Old English. It was first related to destiny, or the power to control one's fate, and later was tied up with the supernatural. From there, it started meaning odd or uncanny, and odd and
I clicked on this video to find out why things everyone else other than America find weird, not what weird meant. I don't know, I just wasted about 15 seconds of my life already to find out something that I didn't want to know.
uncanny is what we'll talk about today when looking at folks in the good old US of A. Every nation has some kind of collective idiosyncrasy, such as those Brits that certainly talk about the weather a lot, or those Japanese that create cuddle cafes where lonely businessmen can repose in the warm embrace of a stranger by the hour or for the whole night. Male friends in some countries kiss when they say hello, women in other countries hide their faces, and this can seem weird for those who don't understand it. Today, let's look at just one country in particular in this episode of the infographic show, Weird Things Americans Do.
Eat a lot of burgers. That was literally right there. They had a T-Rex eating a, like, what is that? Like a quadruple
Big Mac. Hey, it's a quadruple Big
Weird
Mac.
things Americans do.
They order 6
Overeat.
more patties on their Big Mac. Overeat.
A bucket of coffee, please. Okay, so maybe it's not only Americans that do this, but we reckon Americans excel at it. In a story by British author Julian Barnes in the book Lemon Table, one elderly British woman points out how waiters in some restaurants habitually keep filling up her coffee. It's quite nice, in fact.
Talking about coffee, I'm gonna keep pausing because I just know there's gonna be things in here that make me think of other shit. But in America, right, you watch the movies and they've got the coffee pot. They get up and they have like a whole jug and it's full of coffee.
Yeah, that's a lot
What
of
the
caffeine.
fuck? Australia don't even have them, I swear to God. I've never seen one in my life. Like, it's like a kettle with coffee in it.
Oh, no, we have one.
You have one? Oh, well, that ruins my story.
Yeah. Do you want me to bring it in here?
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
It'll
Goes
explode
out,
in mine, I
steals
promise.
coffee pot. George, where are you going
No,
with
I'm
coffee
gonna go
pot?
get it. I'm gonna get it.
I've never seen one in my life. I swear. I thought, like, it was only Americans that did that shit.
Look at this.
That's
it.
That's
right
yeah.
there.
That's sort of what I mean. Yeah, that's sort of what I mean. Yeah, like they have the glass ones and stuff, and you can see in, and then they just keep refilling that instead of making a new cup. Yeah.
This really reeks like coffee, so I'm gonna go and put it back now.
Oh wait. Awkward silence, am I right, guys? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
Epic.
Alright, let's keep going. Play. Please.
But in Britain, such service would cost you a small fortune, and Americans seem to drink coffee by the gallon. Go to France or Italy, and in many cafes, you'll find your cup of coffee isn't cheap and comes in a tiny cup or glass. Americans are mass consumers of coffee, and we doubt any country can match it. US comedian Bill Hicks made a joke about Americans and their coffee habit before he died. The joke goes, he asked for a coffee in one restaurant, and the waiter said, "You want the 32 ounce or the large?" "How big is the large?" asked Hicks, and the waiter replied, "You'll want to pull your car around back, I'll start the pump." The beast of the
But
feast.
what a
So,
zinger!
You probably already know this,
I'll
and you don't need to
start
have
the
visited
pump.
USA to have heard about it, but visitors often remark on how damn big portions are there. We've talked about
Is this a stereotype? There's two fat people just laying down, just...
They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pizzas, 3 burgers, and 2 lots of fries.
Oh, fuck.
And
These
they're wearing
darn
the
Americans.
exact same outfit.
These darn Americans. Damn, eating all our food.
this before, but not the real beast eaters. You see, In the
Beast
States,
eaters.
all over the place, you've got those eat this ridiculously large, heart-stopping, gut-busting meal in 30 minutes and you get it for free. Godzilla would struggle to walk out of that deal.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the reactions to them? That what's it called? Heart Attack Grill? Have you seen? Do you watch Cinnamon Toast Can?
Oh no, I don't. I never
watch
him when he comes on PewDiePie.
Oh, you should watch some of his videos. He reacts with this other guy. Oh, fuck, what's his name? I don't know. And they watch this guy, the Heart Attack Grill, and they just make this massive burger. And if you can eat it, you get it for free. And a guy,
You win a shit.
a guy had a heart attack because he ate there all the time, and they like carry around his ashes in the cafe, like, and show it off. Like, yeah, you can be this guy. And then there's just these ashes.
Wow, I'm inspired to be that guy.
The guy that died from eating too many hamburger.
Without begrudgingly pulling out his wallet. Yet there are names on the plaque on the wall. But why would anyone literally make themselves sick and pay for it? Only an American could explain. The question was asked on Quora about this, and most people said food is cheap, big portions sell to the majority of people in everyday restaurants. But we like this answer, which kind of flips it. Your question might well be turned around to ask, why are portions in the rest of the world so small? The United States has a good food supply, and people expect value for their money.
Haven't played Crossout before? Now is the time.
Jesus
Crossout
Christ.
is a free action-packed game where you
I'm waiting for Raid Shadow Legends.
Online is happening all over the place in the States, but you will likely be called sir, or for a woman, ma'am, at some point in your trip. It's very polite, and visitors will have nothing against it, but being called sir will feel strange for most. Perhaps if you're in the armed forces, it might work. Even calling cops sir seems weird to outsiders. For most people, you have to be knighted to be called sir, although admittedly, some school kids in the UK might call their teacher sir. For Americans, it's a sign of respect. For anyone else, it's over the top. You'll find it's more common in the south of the US. Smokes and drugs. This is weird to just about anyone outside of the USA, the fact that at some pharmacies or drugstores, you can buy cigarettes. While many pharmacies in the US stopped doing this, you can still find it. It does seem rather odd that the place selling you things to improve your health would be selling you those cancerous sticks of tobacco. In 2014, CVS pharmacies in the US stopped doing this, stating, "We came to the decision that cigarettes and providing healthcare just don't go together in the same setting." Took a while to figure that out. Beer
Yeah, that's a bit
everywhere.
stupid.
While you must be 21 to buy beer,
Have you
in the
been to
United States,
Australia?
you can get it in some surprising places. One such place is the aforementioned pharmacy, but you can add to that. You can find beer sold in vending machines, at some clothing stores, some coffee
Vending
shops, at some
machines?
drive-thrus, and even some special
Drive-throughs. just drive through, get a beer, drink, drive, and let's go.
Oh,
You can also get a gun from the same place.
Drive through Macca's on the way home. Yeah, let's get a slab.
Fuck, that is ridiculous.
Crack it.
In
So
some
they
special
have beer for sale.
hospitals.
These admittedly are
Jesus
rare.
Christ.
Accident lawyers. If you've watched the show Breaking Bad, you'll know there's a lawyer who will make sure you get paid for an accident you had or even didn't quite have. In the US, you can see signs for these sometimes sleazy guys on TV or even see their shiny white teeth on giant advertising boards. This used to be weird in the UK, but over the last few years, the Brits are also getting in on accident claims, and their TVs are also full of nice people saying, "Did you have an accident? Did you know you can get compensated for that? Call this number." Drug dealers on TV. The last thing you need when all your
What's the one in Australia that always comes on? Meninga. No. Meninga and Bros or something.
really need is some exercise and clean living.
Go.
Drug dealers on TV.
Is someone on TV telling you can buy a possibly addictive, happy drug that can solve all your problems. These commercials might have calming music, birds flying.
Hey, that's Pfizer.
It's a happy drug.
Zoloft.
Yeah.
Zoloft. That's definitely a real drug. Like, they've just photoshopped that package, but... How do you say it?
I don't know what Zoloft is.
Google.
I'm gonna look it up.
Google it. Viagra.
Zoloft.
It's some sort of nasal thing by the look of it.
So it just boosts your serotonin, which is just happiness.
And it's by Pfizer, so that basically means when you get the Pfizer vaccine, you're gonna
You're
be happy.
happy.
Nice.
Nice.
Flying over
Thank you, the
rainbows,
presents.
people skipping and dancing through the park, and then someone saying a wonder drug made
Also
that
get
happen.
5G.
The original Zoloft ad told you you just shouldn't have to feel this way. Maybe not, but to many Europeans, pushing it on TV seems a bit too much. Drinking games. Now for something a bit more fun, but still related to drugs, if you
Beer
visit
pong?
America, and certainly if you're young, you might get caught
Something
up
a
in
bit
any
more
number
fun,
of drinking
but
games they
still
have over
related
there.
to drugs.
Beer pong? That's gotta be American. Or what about Truth or Dare? Works better when alcohol has oiled the inhibitions. Or Quarters. No cursing, no first names, no right hand accepting, no chance of staying sober. There's even Drinkapalooza, an actual board game for drinking. In most other
just call him
countries,
a loser?
drinking isn't always that much fun. What happens in America stays in America. Okay, so many of those videos out there on YouTube showing the
Where's
glaring
North
ignorance of
Korea?
some Americans about the rest
This
of the world
guy.
were made by Americans, so we don't feel
Hey,
like
that's
we're
me.
picking on Americans too much.
Australia?
But it's not only just world history that some folks from the USA might not have read up
Australia
on. We heard
is
a story
fake.
about a guy that asked
Australia
an
isn't
American
real.
friend when traveling in Europe what accent she thought she had. She replied, "I don't have one." She thought she spoke pure English. Another tale we heard was of a young man from West
my
Virginia
God.
who met some Brits while traveling in Israel. He asked the Brits how the highways were in England. The Brits jokingly
Long.
replied they didn't have cars and still used the horse and cart. The guy replied, "Wow." When the question was asked on Quora why some, and we said
That was me when I went to Lumen. What are you doing, delegate? Oh, we still ride horse and cart. Oh, really? Yeah. We don't actually have electricity.
Yeah, if I want to go on my TV, I have to ride my bike to power it.
Yeah. Oh, that was actually a thing. I had to get on the bike to like power the TV. Mum wanted to watch TV, so I just had to get on the bike
say
and start
some
pedaling.
Americans don't know much about the world. The answers were mostly related to the education
When, you know, when people say "get on your bike" to like tell you to leave, I had to get used to. I had to get used to that phrase because I was running around the house trying to find a bike to power some things. They actually just wanted me gone. So. that
You're like, yeah, what do you need powered? TV, fridge.
that'd be like, just get on your bike, mate, and I'd just be like, oh yeah, okay, yep. I'd be like,
Yep.
gone, and
How
then
long?
they'd find
How
me.
long do you
They'd
need
find
power
me in
for?
their bedroom looking for a bike to power their TV. So,
Yeah, you're just like hooking up all the wires.
what are you still doing here? How did you get on your bike? Fucking hell.
system focusing only on the US and the country already being so big and diverse. The American writer and intellectual Noam Chomsky wrote that the reason why Americans know so much about sports but so little about world affairs is because that's just the way the system was set up for most people. Is it weird? You'll find it everywhere, but those videos we see do seem to make some Americans seem quite ignorant of the world outside America. Let's just say if you can't get close to pointing where North Korea is on a map, but hate the country, there's a problem. Peeping Tom. Okay, let's stop being so harsh now. We'll turn to something amusing and ask why in the USA, some toilet stalls have such big gaps between the doors and the outer piece of the stall, so people can virtually watch you do your private business.
When I was in Germany, I went to one of the toilets there, and there was like a 2-inch gap. It was so weird.
Really?
And they're all just like in there, and I'm like walking past, and I'm like, okay.
You're the weird guy that's looking in there. You don't
Hi.
need to.
Hi.
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 Many Americans have asked this online. Foreigners ask this a lot too. One guy on Twitter writes, when you're sitting on the toilet and you make eye contact with someone through the little crack in the door. A woman asks, what's the point of a toilet stall door when there is a 2-inch gap on each side? Most answers we can find were related to safety, to know someone is in there, to get you out quickly, and making it easier to clean. There's a huge debate on TripAdvisor about the topic, but no one seems to know the answer. How are you? This could be said
I'm
to be
good.
similar in other countries, but when Americans ask, how are you, they are not usually looking for an answer. It's just a way of saying hello. An extensive reply about your ingrown toenail, your setback with Bitcoin, and the fact your father didn't give you enough attention as a kid.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah, we can't do that in Australia.
how you going? We do that.
Yeah, how's it going?
But people are not dumb, so they don't go, oh yeah, so like yeah, my grandma just ate our cat and then like pooped it out and died. So like I'm actually not really good. But then like my cousin went to space, so that's like kind of good. But I'm still stuck on my grandma. You just go, yeah, not bad yourself.
Cat eating grandma.
Not bad.
Yeah. You're not bad yourself.
Not interested. Hey is enough. Shut up, you fool.
It's probably not what your interlocutor was wanting or expecting. You can just answer with hey. The real home of football. Okay, as we've just had the World Cup of a game called football, we might as well go ahead and say that the rest of the world thinks America is weird for calling its strange stop and start game football. But we should tell you that it was the Brits that first called the game soccer, which is a diminutive of the words association football. The word sock comes from association, and The Guardian tells us Brits back then loved to put an ER at the end of words. Later, the Americans naturally called it soccer just as the Brits did. Then the Brits decided the word soccer sounded too American and let it go. Now, the Brits and Europeans had been playing this football thing since medieval times, and it was called football back then too. But there were many types of football, including rugby. That's why the word soccer became a thing. Americans just took the word football for their own game, just as Europeans had done. But to be honest, American football is much closer to rugby, so it's still a bit weird. But let's just finish with saying,
much
if
closer,
any
but
Brit or
definitely not the
European
same
gives you
thing.
a hard time about calling the game soccer, just tell them what we told you. They started it. You have no defense, though, for calling a game played mostly with the hands.
Why is this guy tied up?
So, can you add to this list? Have you
That
visited
guy, the kid was tied up. What?
Reload that. Reload that.
What are you?
I know we started it, but it's called football.
This guy called it
I'm gonna
soccer, and
torture
then
you.
this guy called it soccer, and then the bloody Manchester United guy fucking tried to kill him.
What did you just say?
I am a Ronaldo fan. Actually, it looks like Ronaldo.
Not everyone is Ronaldo. Jesus Christ.
Number 55? No one. That is no one. Alright, I think my dinner's up, so I'm gonna disappear for about 5 minutes.
I might actually go and eat dinner now too.
Yep. I'm gonna disappear for 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. We might react to some more stuff, because this is actually kind of good. Something different. Yeah. Alright, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Yes.
Alright, let's just watch this one. Stuff it.
Damn it.
Oh, Udi, go. Oh,
Alright, question time.
oh, go away. Alright, let's see here.
Skipping, the greatest sport ever
Are we
created.
on stream?
We are.
It's fun. It cuts your grass.
Am I getting copywritten for this music?
Portable. And best of all, it's relaxing.
What am I watching?
As I was having
How do
my
I react to this?
exercise shower, I slipped.
F.
And as I was
F,
lying
Chad.
there, I had a thought.
Shower thoughts.
Okay, before I attempt to see if I can skip fast enough to stop the rain, I'm going to do some very bad maths to figure out how fast I actually need to skip. So I looked up the average speed of a raindrop, which travels at around 10 meters a second and has a width of 3 millimeters, which is around 10,000 millimeters a second. And if the skipping rope is
Yeah,
4
that's
millimeters,
making me cringe so
800
bad.
rotations a second to stop
He just
every
ruined
drop
that
of rain
pen.
from hitting your head. And after doing a quick skipping rope test myself, I'm actually pretty close, with around 3 rotations a second. So either I need to step up my steroid cycle or find another way to do it. And after looking online, I found this Chinese kid, who currently holds 2 world records. The first as the fastest jump roper in the world, and the second for the most amount of ants killed in 30 seconds, managing to do 216 skips and kill 10,127 ants, which works out at around 7 skips a second. So I got excited and immediately sent him a message asking if he wanted to join me in the shower where I could pour water on him, but he never responded. Which means
Can you
I'm
join
gonna have
me
to
in the
cheat
shower?
and make something much stronger than me and this kid. And I think I know where I want to start, with this cement mixer. And my idea is simple. I have this bent rod stuck in here with a skipping rope on one end so that when I turn it on, it acts like a spinning arm.
Nah, mate, doesn't work like that.
That does not work.
And that was crap. The rope didn't do a full rotation at all. It kind of just wobbles in one spot. But after doing a little bit of research, I found this strange advertisement for a skipping rope machine made for children that are either incredibly lazy or that have no arms. And it works way better than my cement mixer, even though the motor is much
kid has no
slower and
arms.
weaker. Probably because
Bruh.
the spinning arm that the rope is attached to is much longer. So I made this slightly scary looking arm and attached it.
Holy Morton, hang on to that thing. You gotta have the other thing up higher if you're gonna go.
Pretty good. So take this face shield, put it on.
Keep to the beat. Jump, jump, jump it. Set your speed and take the lead. Jump, jump, jump it. With a friend, just shake and bend.
Let's try faster. Just obviously, if it gets tangled, release immediately because otherwise the blades will come into my head. Alright. Okay, ready, set, go.
This kid doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
Okay, stop.
And after the rope snapped and whipped me in the eye, I decided it was time for me to make it much faster and
And put it in the
stronger.
bin. Or just get
And
in the
after
bin
raiding
yourself.
the bin of the local pool shop, I found these. But more importantly, this. A 2,500 watt pool pump, which spins at 2,800 rotations per minute with a 7-meter minimum head. My head is only around 40 centimeters, but hopefully it should still work. So I just got a giant metal blade, drilled a
With
hole
a
in it, and
70
attached it to
centimeter
the motor,
head.
which seems slightly dangerous.
My head is only 40 centimeters.
So I secured the motor to the
Why
table
can I not
and
hear
piled up
George?
some stuff
Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you
to
are there.
make sure I don't decapitate a passerby, and turned it on.
If you hear me scream, come into the garage.
I don't know where your garage is, mate. I can't help you.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, the motor starts slowly, which is actually good for me, as it will increase my chances of being able to skip. And the blade also didn't fly off, which gave me confidence to see how fast this thing will
Oh,
go.
Morton. Don't do it in the... Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that thing is deadly. It's going to take off.
Like a
It
bloody
is fast,
plane
and I didn't let
propeller.
it build up to full
Yeah,
speed, as I
that
didn't
thing-
like it that the high-pitched noise it was producing was getting higher and higher and louder. But I'm happy with it.
Table's
and
about to
decided I
take
would
off out of
attach
his
some more
garage.
things that can fly off and kill me. Like these bearings on the end, so that when the skipping
Hey,
rope is spinning
fidget
around,
spinners.
it doesn't get tangled up.
Yeah. What?
So I just clamped them down, then welded them in place.
What the fuck?
And I don't know if you've ever watched life hack videos on TikTok or Facebook, but they
Like
always
health
weld
and
directly
safety.
to the bearing when they're building their weird life hack cock and ball torture devices. So I believed it would work. But it doesn't. These bearings do not turn. And I think it's because the little balls inside must
Melted.
be arcing and then welding to each other,
Yes.
which means I'll need to friction fit the bearings. So I cut out a small section of pipe and welded it onto the metal strip, then pressed the bearing into it. Oh, come on!
No, he
Which
squished it.
didn't work either. So I'm going to get even more janky, and I'm going to use these washers and some super
I hate
glue
how he's
to
using a
very
boss rod.
precariously hold the bearings on. And I am
My
dying to
reactions.
see if this will work. So I just poked through the rope and attached the other side to an anvil. And after giving it a spin with my hand, I reckon this might work. Please work. Kind of works.
Meet Chris and Mark.
I love how he's hiding behind the corner. Like a little
Yeah.
whip.
That flies off, he's gonna kill him.
It's going backwards. Who does the...
It's not even that fast. And that was a little disappointing. But I'm hoping it was just because the rope was turkey slapping the ground. So I pulled it back so that
Did
the
you say
rope is
turkey
just
slapping?
above the ground and gave it another go.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. That is much faster. Which worked much better, but still nowhere near fast enough. So I reckon I can fix this by reducing the weight of the spinning arm with some wood.
Hang on. Where the fuck did he pull that from?
To cut the
Reload.
nut which holds the spinning arm to the motor in
Some
half.
wood.
Just enough. So I reckon I can fix this by reducing the weight of the spinning arm with some wood.
I know it's gone through his legs, right? But how does he not get a splinter in his thighs? It just keeps going.
But because of the thickness of the wood, I've also had to cut the nut which holds the spinning arm to the motor in half, which really doesn't give me much confidence. 3, 2, 1.
Jesus.
Okay. Stay together. That is so much faster. And the wood spins much faster than the steel. But for some reason, as soon as I added the rope, it slowed down heaps. Why is it slower? And I'm wondering why it's getting slower. Because the wood is rubbing against the motor. I was like, why is this so hot as well? That makes so much sense. Okay, round 4. This time with a split in the wood.
Oh, it's gonna break. Oh no. Oh, yep, we're gone.
Okay. Wood snapped in half. So I think the wood is a bit too weak. But I ignored my own advice and
He
attempted
just
to
called
use
his
the
wood
wood again,
weak.
but this time with
He has
another
weak
washer
wood.
to give the wood some support. 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Just gets blown to shreds.
Fucking hell.
And after that great success, I decided I would go back to using the steel, but add another rope, so there is double the chances of it hitting the raindrops. And to do that, I need to attach the other side of the ropes to something that spins. As if it doesn't rotate, the ropes will get tangled and will then pull themselves into the giant death blade. And I reckon these bearings which came off a Lazy Susan will probably rotate enough for that. But after a quick test, it's very obvious this Lazy Susan doesn't want to spin. That's crap. Susan. But then I had an amazing, revolutionary idea. Maybe I can invent a tiny palm-sized spinning device with a bearing in the middle that has 2 bearings on each side. So then you can hold it in the middle and it can spin freely. So I came up with a couple of designs, and this one works the best. And I reckon if anyone watching wants to make a pile of money, all you need to do is mass produce these cheap in China and then sell them to children all over the world. Just get me in on some of the profits.
Get this guy.
Okay, the palm spinner idea seems to work. The rope is making a full rotation without getting tangled. But I'm kind of worried the 3D printed plastic will break while spinning at high speed and then the wires will come loose, creating the world's largest whippersnipper. So I stacked up some more stuff to protect my family who are on the other side of this wall, in case the whole thing flies apart. Then gave it a full speed test. 3, 2, 1.
Holy demon.
That worked? Double rope? Now. And I am amazed. I've never made something that works first go before. And the high-speed camera confirms that the palm spinner is doing a great job of rotating and not tangling the ropes. But just like Paul Walker, I need to go faster. And I've realized how. Yeah,
you know what happened to Paul Walker going faster though, right?
Aluminium. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
Put your hand in there.
That worked really well. Maybe too well, actually, as I think I almost turned it into a propeller. So I attached the metal wires, and luckily while doing that, discovered that the 3D printed palm spinner had broken. So I used the last of my skateboard bearings and created a new spinner out of aluminium and super glue.
Aluminium.
Now I'm ready for the final test before trying to jump rope fast enough to stop the rain. 3, 2,
Clean up your coffee cups, dude. Fucking hell.
And I reckon that's as fast as I'm going to get it. So I put some Loctite on the bolt of the propeller to make sure that it wasn't coming off. And then gave it a proper tighten. And then I grabbed some stuff around the house.
Did you just use a crowbar as a screwdriver?
And then gave it a proper tighten.
He used Loctite on his hands and then used a crowbar. That just doesn't make any sense.
And then I grabbed some stuff around the house to make one of those stupid rain devices that every single perfume commercial uses.
AEG.
Someone drop into the chat.
When?
So now, hopefully, when I open this tap, the water runs through the hose into the bath, past his legs, down the drain, through the pipe, and then out the head before it falls directly onto this wire. And I was about to turn it on for a test, but luckily remembered that my yard is always filled with birds that fly around, and the last thing I want to do is create a magpie pie. So I decided I would just wait for night.
Kill the bats instead.
And before testing the machine, I thought I should have a go at skipping so we can get a comparison and see how bad I am. Oh, it's gonna be so cold. Go. It's not doing anything. And at first I thought I got all cold and wet for nothing, but after looking at the high speed, you can actually see that the skipping rope was doing something. And hit the rain, leaving a trail of mist.
I don't know,
which
man.
gives me
I think
hope
that's just
that the
a. I
full-speed
think that's
test
just a
will create
rope.
an air bubble force field around me. And my original intention was to attempt to skip in the middle of this machine, but after seeing what happens when it goes wrong, and seeing what happens when it goes right, I'm not gonna risk it. But Chinese jump rope kid,
This
if
guy.
you're watching, the offer's still open if you want to come smash your own world record. Okay, I decided to start with the shower setting, which most resembles rain.
It's gonna be too big a drops though. Like raindrops aren't. Well, that sucks. It does fuck all.
Yeah.
And at first glance, it didn't seem very successful either. But in the slow-mo, you can see that it definitely impacts more raindrops than before and creates a line of mist
Yeah, it's hitting
where the
them, but
rope
it's not
spins.
stopping them.
And it does it especially well against the larger raindrops. So I changed the setting on the hose and gave it another go.
I mean, it's not as impressive as I thought it was gonna be. Yet.
And this is awesome to watch. I kind of feel like I'm watching a battle take place. Raindrops versus an insane man.
Why does this remind me of
And it
Riley
doesn't
Otten?
hit often, but when it does, it's extremely satisfying. I was
Just the way
entertained
he's
for at least
talking.
3 minutes while editing, having fun betting on which raindrop is going to explode. It also worked slightly better when I used the mist setting,
Okay.
but not because it hit the drops, but because it creates a kind of circular airflow which slightly changes the path of the rain. But besides that is a complete failure. It stops maybe 1 out of 100 raindrops.
If that.
But while watching the slow-mo, I realized something it is not a complete failure at. The giant lights placed directly behind the giant spinning wires means I've created the world's largest, most elaborate bug killer. Poor guy.
Oh,
Okay, let's chuck some stuff
Morton.
into it.
I thought he missed. I thought he just threw it and missed. Banana. Why does it break every time though?
Okay, this is what it did to the banana. Not very impressive. But
I mean,
the
it's a
banana
clean cut.
did this to the machine. This thing is so. And that was also a waste of a banana. But luckily, I've been learning to grow heaps of delicious bananas at home with the help of today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with.
Ah, he got us. He got it.
Yep. I did a thing.
This guy.
Jesus. Abe, you got 5 likes.
Oh yeah. Why do you always have one more like than I do?
Oh, do you only have 4?
Yeah. Every time you're like, you have 10 likes, and I'll have like 9. I'm like, what? When?
Oh yeah, that's weird. When I refresh the page, it's like 4 and then jumps to 5.
That is
Weird.
stupid, innit? Where are we here?
Sam B.
Sam! Sam's in the chat.
Sam is in the chat.
Hey Sam, what do you want us to react to? We're reacting to things.
Whatever you got, Sam, we'll react to it. Look at that. Oh, God. Look at that other I did a thing video up there. Can you
Yeah,
bite
the
off your
finger
finger
one.
like a carrot?
Escaping prison via mail. Nah. You're lying. Give me some time. Alright, well. Well. What's a good channel that does? I've seen one.
Hey Sam, how's it going?
I've seen one. It was by the same people, but that looks fucked. Have you seen this?
What?
Have you seen this?
No?
This is massive when I was like in the like everyone was looking at it. Look at how creepy that thing looks. I don't think it's real, but imagine that thing sitting at the end of your bed.
No thanks.
Like they would put people in. I want to watch that one because they like put people in like cages and wouldn't let them sleep for.
What's the top one?
What are my
The top one, you don't want to watch this
Whether
one,
you've
the real
mastered
one,
time management
or do you want to watch
or
both?
Whatever you like.
I want to see what they say because I don't think it's real. It can't be real.
Russian researchers in the late 1940s kept 5 people awake for 15 days using an experimental gas-based stimulant. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so the gas didn't kill them, since it was toxic in high concentrations. This was before closed-circuit cameras, so they had only microphones and 5-inch thick glass portholes.
Oh, don't play any noises, please. Oh.
The chamber was stocked with books, cots to sleep on, but no bedding, running water and a toilet, and enough dried food to last all 5 for over a month. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. Everything was fine for the first 5 days. The subjects hardly complained, having been promised falsely that they would be freed if they submitted to the test and did not sleep for 30 days. Their conversations and activities were monitored, and it was noted that they
Why the hell were gas masks back in the day so fucking creepy?
Incidents in their past.
Well, look at that guy on the left.
The general tone of their conversations took on a darker aspect after the 4-day mark.
That's their guy.
After 5 days, they started to complain about the
He's got a bag on his head
that led them to where they were, and they started to demonstrate
the guy on the left has a big cock.
They stopped talking to each other, and they began alternately whispering to the microphones and the
no.
Oddly, they all seemed to think they could win the trust of the experimenters by turning over their comrades, the other subjects in captivity with them. At first, the researchers suspected this was an effect of the gas itself. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran the length of the chamber repeatedly yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. He continued attempting to scream, but was only able to produce occasional squeaks. The researchers postulated that he had physically torn his vocal cords. The most surprising thing about this behavior is how the other captives reacted to it. Or, rather, didn't react to it. They continued whispering to the microphones
Why the fuck would you
until
do
the
this to
second of the
people?
captives started to scream. The two
They did some
non-screaming
weird
captives
shit in
took
World
the
War
books
II.
apart, smeared page after page with their own feces, and pasted them calmly over the glass portholes. The screaming promptly stopped.
It's like daycare.
As did the whispering to the microphones. After 3 more days
Shit
passed,
your
the
hands and
researchers
wipe it
checked the
everywhere.
microphones hourly
Shit
to make
your
sure
hands
they were
and clap.
working. Since they thought it impossible.
What
that
is this
no
picture
sound
though?
could
This
come
picture
in
has
with
nothing to
fighting
do with it.
inside.
Yeah, that's
The
what I
oxygen
thought. The other one
consumption
might be
chamber
like
indicated
better made.
Let me get to this real. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just creepy pictures. Yeah, whack the other one on.
This thing. Look at its feet. If I go back and you, it doesn't show its feet. Its feet are like size 2000. Like I swear to God, it's not real. Like its feet are humongous. Yeah, I'm watching the other one. That one's fucked. This thing creeped me out. I was like in year 8 and everyone showed me this thing.
A Russian
And I was
researcher
like, oh,
enters
get
a room
fucked.
where he expects to see his human test subjects alive and well. Instead, he witnesses absolute pandemonium. He hears screams of the damned, and in front of him is a body that's been torn apart and eviscerated. It looks as though the
God.
Antichrist himself has been in the room. Even the survivors have had
Christ.
chunks of flesh ripped from their arms and legs, their ends of their fingers shown exposed bone. Their faces are sheared of skin. What is this inferno of madness, thinks the researcher. This wasn't exactly how the experiment was supposed to turn out, he
How
thinks.
else was it gonna
Okay,
turn
the
out,
food
you
wasn't great. We
fucking-
might have made those beds a bit more comfortable, but tearing each other to shreds over a bit of lost sleep? Come on, guys. That's
15
not very
days.
comrade of you. That nightmare scenario is straight out of the famous Russian sleep experiment, if you believe it really happened. Let's start from the beginning of the story, and then we'll tell you what our team of world-class sleuths dug up on the truth behind this horrific experiment. So, it's the late 1940s, and Soviet-era researchers have created a stimulant that they believe can keep a person awake for a long time, which is handy when you're fighting a war. In the Second World War, the Germans had their version of such a stimulant, which was a formidable methamphetamine called Pervitin. The Americans and the British would dose their troops with the amphetamine benzotrine,
Caffeine.
which was similar to your garden variety speed. The Soviets are looking to up the ante and use their own version of a drug,
Jesus.
which won't lead to a total wipeout after a 3-day-long binge. They've made something special, but they need to test it on humans first. It's not hard to find test subjects since prisoners of war were aplenty in the 1940s. And where prisoners were concerned, bypassing ethical considerations wasn't such a big deal. They set up a test area where 5 subjects will stay. It's a sealed environment into which the researchers can release the stimulant in gas form and check if the levels of oxygen
was
are
their
okay.
problem with gas,
the subjects
man?
have been given dried food, each a bed
Yeah.
with no
Fucking
bedding, running
psychopaths.
water, and a toilet. The researchers listen to the subjects through a microphone, and there are cameras through which they can monitor the subjects. The only portholes to the outside are 5-inch thick glass windows, which are barely good enough to see a shadow from. The scene is set, and the 5 men seem in good spirits for the first 3 days. The gas is doing its job, and the researchers are pleased about that. One researcher tells another, "Nazi meth, what a joke. Just wait until the world sees what we've cooked up. Comrade Stalin will be most pleased." The subjects have agreed to try and
Cooked up
stay
a
awake
nightmare.
for 30 days, and have been falsely informed that if they can make the 30 days, they'll get their freedom. Such a deal seems fair to them. Things turn slightly dark around the 4-day mark, when the subjects start discussing war and the horrors
Here are
they've
the
seen.
Raid
They
Shadow
speak of
Legends.
traumas, continual nightmares, other ghastly things
Hey,
they
do you have
witness.
Raid Shadow
Day
Legends?
5, and things get worse. The men start showing signs of psychosis,
Yeah,
talking
get rid
to
of the thing.
themselves and things that are not there. They grow paranoid of each other and start whispering into those microphones, telling stories about the other subjects. The researchers, of course, know all about sleep deprivation. After 5 days, the mind can turn on a person. Hallucinations can seem real and horrifying. But they wondered, was it the loss of sleep or the gas itself? Suspicions about the gas effects were more solid at day 9, when one guy just started screaming, howling like a banshee and running up and down the room. He screamed so much he seemed to tear his vocal cords, because after a few hours he squeaked like a children's toy. A few more days passed and there was an eerie silence. The men
Imagine
could not be
tearing
seen
your
from the cameras.
vocal
Mm.
cords.
That's got to
That'll
be
be
one of
s-
the most painful things.
Oh yeah, and then just squeak like that. Ugh.
They were alive for
Um,
sure, since the
West
oxygen levels
Coast
indicated
Dragon's
5
live.
breathing men, but where were they? The researchers hadn't wanted to interrupt the study, but they felt that they had no choice, and so said into an intercom, "We're opening the chamber to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor, or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you immediate freedom. They heard one voice respond. It said, "We no longer want to be freed." What was this? Had they been getting ripped on that gas and were now addicted? The researchers said there's nothing...
Oh,
Oh,
man, they're just in their high as fuck.
Yeah.
This is way better than the prison cell I had.
do would open the door. They opened the vents and let fresh air displace the residual stimulant.
Oh,
What the
no.
researchers heard next was the men screaming again, pleading for more of that damn fine gas. WTF, thought one of the Russians. Those guys are seriously hooked. They opened the doors on day 15, and to their surprise saw one man was dead. You know what the scene looked like because we laid that out for you in the intro, but we didn't tell you what happened shortly after the gruesome discovery of the half-eaten man and the wounded survivors. On closer inspection, the researchers saw that the wounds on the men were very bad. They looked as if they might have been self-inflicted too. They had torn the skin and muscles from their own chests, which revealed the horrific sight of the men's lungs. Each man, it had seemed, had
What the
performed this
fuck?
macabre surgery on himself. Blood vessels that were still working had been removed. Other internal organs were seen laid out on the floor like a piece of art, and the men were going to eat those morsels. They were dining on their own bodies and doing it with enthusiasm. The researchers called for backup, not daring to go near those poor wretches. They closed the door to howls of the men pleading for the gas to come back. When soldiers arrived to help remove the subjects, the extrication process wasn't exactly fun. One of the subjects ripped a man's throat right out, while another soldier had his balls removed. 5 soldiers lost their lives in total, but some of the victims took their own lives after the event. Once the subjects were out, the doctors injected enough morphine into them to sedate a Canadian moose, but the men still fought like wild beasts. One subject bled out and his heart stopped beating, but he still carried on screaming, "Give me gas! I need gas!" A doctor had some bones broken
that's
during
fake, you
that grim
can't.
spectacle. The 3 others were eventually
Yeah, what?
sedated and strapped and moved to a secure facility. The researchers talked to each other, saying things like, "That wasn't meant to happen, was it?" They hated to admit it, but maybe the Nazis, the Brits, and the Americans had done the right thing and just plying their troops with top-notch crank. The surgeons got to work on putting the missing organs and bits of viscera back into one man, but this guy almost
zombies.
broke through his restraints. When the docs finally got the anesthetic into him, the man's heart stopped and he died right on the spot. The autopsy showed he had broken 9 bones and his muscles were torn all over his body. When they tried to fix up the next man, they decided 2 deaths were enough and didn't use an anesthetic. They patched him up nice, sewing his ruptured organs and laying skin grafts on him. The head surgeon said this man should not be alive after what he's gone through, but he admired his own work. A nurse commented that during the surgery, the beast had been smiling at her. She did wonder how male carnal instincts can remain functioning during the worst times. Maybe with death comes the need to create something new, she philosophized, but quickly shook herself out of her reverie. The man suddenly started making a wheezing sound as if he wanted to say something. The nurse, quick to catch on, handed him a pen and a pad below it. The man wrote, "Keep cutting." Wow, she thought, what a maniac. She was glad she'd not reciprocated his flirty smile. As for the other maniac, he laughed like a hyena during his bodily reconstruction. He said he wanted that gas, the good stuff, and when asked why, he said he just needed it to stay awake. The surgeon mused, if these guys weren't so hell-bent on eating themselves, they'd make excellent night shift custodians. Cleaners, perhaps, or maybe security, but he knew all too well that they couldn't be trusted to wash their hands. Then, a former KGB agent had an excellent idea, something that had amazingly escaped everyone else's thoughts. Why not put these poor suckers back on that gas? He said it seems the problems all start when they all go into withdrawal. Hi, they're okay, if not a bit hyper and paranoid. We can work with that. Once back on the gas, they were fine and dandy, but then something strange happened. The EEG monitor showed crazy brain activity, but then it just died down. One man flatlined. Finally, he just died. His last boost of that junk had done him in, or at least it seemed so. The last guy ended up back in the study room with the other guy seemingly dead on the bed, but 3 researchers were in there too. Suddenly, one of the researchers shot the commander and then shot the subject. He then shouted out loud, "I won't be locked in here with these things, not with you. What are you? I must know." The subject that was shot, but evidently was not dead, replied, "Have you forgotten so easily? We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where you don't tread." That was almost the end. But for
He
good
said
measure,
that
the
word for
research-
word. He's been asleep for 12 days, just been shot, and he's just come out with that monologue.
We are what you dream of.
Your entire world, and I'm gonna murder you. And
Imagine
I'm gonna.
he hasn't slept in 15 days and he's like, we have your name. You don't want to wake up in your bed. We are the demon that lives inside you.
Yeah, that's just. What the hell?
Oh,
To put a bullet
While
fucking
he's like
hell.
eating his fingers.
Yeah. Well, he's ripping his heart out. We are the demon.
Which might have breached the Hippocratic Oath somewhat, but hey, harsh times call for harsh measures. The end. So, a lot of people seem to think this all actually happened. Now, without much investigation, one can easily tell by reading this catastrophic flash
fake.
fiction that it's written by someone whose grammatical skills need improving. Not only that, though, the story simply doesn't make sense at times. Quite a few times, someone dies and then just comes back to life, and we don't think it's on purpose by the storyteller. He just forgets what he said or her. On another part, the writer says that the oxygen levels indicated the men were alive, and the researchers knew that, and then in the next part he said the researchers were not sure if they'd all died. But there's more than bad writing that gives this away. Where do we start? Well, we might not need to tell you that you cannot rip out vital organs and lay them on the floor like a bunch of textbooks. That's pure fiction. Those men would have died from blood loss or shock. Remember that they were discovered like this and left for some time before the soldiers came. Okay, you say, but that was the gas working. This was a secret experiment that went wrong. High on that wicked drug, maybe men could routinely come back from the dead and rip out their own organs and even do a bit of flirting when the mood took them. How do we know that it isn't true? Well, there is the matter of
Dr.
recorded
Horny.
history and plausible science. No gas has ever been discovered that can keep a person awake for 15 days. Never mind turn that person into a self-loathing zombie. There is no history of the experiment anywhere but on a website that's known for its scary, fictional, I'll say it again, fictional tales. It would be astounding if one author alone, writing badly from his or her bedroom, had access to more secret information than the CIA and the British Secret Services. As we said in the story, and we embellished this part ourselves, many soldiers on all sides of the war broke so bad that they could stay awake longer. The officers were handing out that stuff like candy, but not even the most dedicated ice fiend could stay awake for 15 days. And those badly buzzed soldiers would have likely only done 24 to possibly 36 hours awake. The Pentagon has even done studies on this, and even if men are forced to stay awake for more than 48 hours, they will become pretty slow and pretty much useless as soldiers. They'll make tons of mistakes, which is not ideal in war when you have to be constantly alert. Sure, the speed helped the Germans with their blitzkrieg attacks, but the drugs had to be taken with some precautions. With this in mind, the Russians would not have even tried this experiment. There is something called Morphin syndrome that can cause severe delirium and very bad insomnia, and sufferers can go into a dreamlike state. We say dreamlike because even if they don't sleep, they will have microsleeps. Plus, no one with this disease has ever started eating themselves. Sure, perhaps a noxious agent sprayed into a room full of guys can kill someone, but it's very unlikely it could turn them into gas-addicted zombies. There's nothing in scientific literature that supports anything in this experiment. There's another thing that can cause massive sleep loss, and that's called fatal familial insomnia. But that's passed down through genes and isn't caused by environmental agents. And again, it doesn't and it will never make someone just want to rip out their own organs and eat them. There's just nothing that exists in this world that aligns with the story.
That's enough.
Jeez.
I need to find this picture. Why is it? As if I had to type the whole thing in. Get a load of this guy. Where is he? Look at the dude. Look at the dude's feet, and why is he sewed together? I mean, that makes sense, kind of. But look at it.
Okay.
If you have that big of feet, you got a problem.
Oh, flipper.
Oh, Morton. Dude's made out of paper mache.
You know how your feet can't get swollen when you go on a plane?
Your feet can't get swollen.
What?
What did you say?
You know how your feet can kind of get swollen if you take your shoes off on a plane?
Not really. Didn't know that, but
Well,
now I
they
do.
can. And I feel like that's just what's happened to this guy, except to
He
like
just took a
an
plane ride.
extreme amount.
He's in space.
Alright, I gotta go.
F in the
F.
chat.
All the people in the chat.
Alright.
That's an F. Alright, have fun reacting.
I don't know if I can do any more.
Yeah.
Might go to bed. Alright.
Yeah.
I'll talk to ya.
Yeah, we'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, sometime. Most likely in the near future.
Yes. Thank you
Alright.
everyone for watching.
Everyone that came into the chat, we appreciate you.
Epic. Bye.
Alright, bye. Well, there goes George. And I think I'm gonna go too. I hope you guys enjoyed. Something different. What did I just click on? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next stream. I'm gonna go. I don't know why my camera's been so crappy today, but I am sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.